Okay.
Hi, Facebook people. We are live. And this is Linda's new trial to see if she can actually greet you at the beginning and not chit chat. So, hey, I'm going to do it. I just want to welcome you to a Monday morning. And this morning, we have a guest here who I can't wait to get to know. I'll tell you her name. She's sitting over there in that other little box. Her name is Janet Fortune. Smile and wave.
Hi.
Yay, that's her. Janet Fortune is a blue style comic who got her comedy start in Jacksonville, Florida. She's been doing shows throughout North Florida for the past year and recently moved to the Panhandle. And no, she didn't move to Panhandle, she moved to the Panhandle. Pay attention. She was accepted into the Art of Female Comedy Festival and the New York Underground Comedy Festival. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is not easy to get into these. Due to her age, she struggles with social media. Yes, but you can find her on Instagram and MySpace under Party of One. Janet Party of One. So, welcome to Comic Spot, the amazing Janet Fortune. Hi,
Oh,
Janet.
hi. Thank you, Linda. I'm so glad to be here.
Yes, it's so great to see
Yeah.
you. Did you say you were going to do your hour special starting right now,
Oh,
3:20?
yes. We're actually taping my Netflix special right now. Yes.
I will laugh like a party of 100.
Good to know. Good to know.
How did you come up with your at party of one, Janet?
Wedding invitations from all my friends where it's like when you're plus one. I'm like, nope, Janet party of one, Janet party of one, and they're like, you need to like hashtag that or whatever. So I did it, and it's kind of stuck. And let me tell you, Janet party one is a fun party. So definitely not missing anything with somebody else.
Well, I don't think you would be a Debbie Downer. I think
No, I'm not. Definitely not.
yeah, I love the pictures that you sent me. That was those are great photos. Did you take those your
Thanks.
did you go out and pay to have those taken cuz the wedding with
Well,
the
there's a photographer here locally, Heather Drost, who did the live photos, and my friend Andrew back home in Lakeland, he did some for me at Christmas. So, and I have more, but I got a new phone, and I'm like computer illiterate, and I just don't know how to do that.
I love you for saying that your computer
Yeah, I'm like a 90-year-old woman. All right, a remote control can baffle me. So,
you know why they call it a remote.
yeah.
Yeah,
Why?
yeah, that's where you find them.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Janet Fortune.
All right.
You said that you in the last year you've been doing comedy in Florida, northern
Mhm.
Florida. What cities do you hit?
Well, Jacksonville was where I got started. I did my first couple of shows there, and then kind of that's when COVID hit. So everything happened. Then I transferred over to the Panhandle, and I've been doing them here in Panama City. I did one in Pensacola. I've got one in Port St. Joe. Then I'm going back to Jacksonville in the middle of March to do a show. And then eventually I want to kind of, my goal for 2021 is to do a small tour. So
Are you
I'm getting there.
are you thinking about like Fort Myers?
Yeah, I'd like to get down there. And, that's closer to my family and where I grew up. So it would give him an opportunity to see me because not many of my friends or family, because it's a 6 hour drive, have had the opportunity to see me perform. Like my son finally saw me perform at New Year's,
How old
but
is your son?
he's 19.
What?
Yes, I'm done. And he doesn't live in my house.
Wow. My goodness, congratulations on that.
Yeah.
So then let's talk about you. Let's go back in time,
Okay.
get a DeLorean and a flux capacitor, and let's talk about you growing up. What
Oh.
city do you call home where you grew up?
So I grew up in Lakeland, Florida. It's like Central Florida. It's outside of Tampa and Orlando. It's in between.
Mhm.
That's where I grew up. I don't remember anything before then.
Yes.
And I got pregnant pretty young. I was 19, not under the best circumstances. So worked 2 jobs, took care of him all by myself. And then when I was 30, I went back to school, and now I got my real job. And comedy was something I always wanted to do, but didn't know when or how to even do that. And then when I left Lakeland, moved to Jacksonville, it was the first time in my adult life I didn't have a child to take care of. And I decided I could do 2 things, sit around and feel sorry for myself, or push myself out of my comfort zone and do something for myself. So I did that, and I took one of those like stand-up comedy writing courses, built my confidence. I did my first open mic October 6th, so a year and a half ago, and I haven't stopped since.
What was it like the very first time, Janet? How nervous?
It was actually, it was a great room. In this place called Smorgasbord in Jacksonville. They were awesome, very supportive. Just terrifying. I think I practiced probably for a week in my mirror recording myself. I had a couple friends come out to support me. I look at the video and I'm just like, how much I've improved in like a year and a half. It's just unreal. Like I was pacing back and forth, my legs were shaking. But I didn't use notes, so I'm proud of myself for that.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
And you call yourself a blue comic.
I'm a dirty comic.
You own it.
Yeah. I have tried so hard, like in the writing process, to do, but it always goes back to sex. I'm like, I don't know. I guess that's my niche. It's, you do what you know.
That's fabulous. I
But-
love somebody that's just authentically honest. If that's
Yeah.
and you don't hide it, you had it in there right up top.
I actually did a show this weekend, and one of the other comics made like a little flyer, and she put a little warning on my parental advisory, advise explicit lyrics. I'm like, yep, that's me. That's me. And I get a couple drinks in me, and I just let it all out. So.
I know so many clubs here in Vegas that really love it when a woman is a dirty comic.
I'm on my way, Linda.
Yeah, I will give you their names when you come here next time. You got to go up there because
yes, absolutely.
A lot of times women are reluctant to really go dirty, and they really want it. They're really supportive.
My mom cannot listen. Like she's like, I don't know what I did wrong. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Oh man.
Oh.
So you grew up in Lakeland, and I've lived in Fort Myers and Vero Beach, so I know where Lakeland is. So what kind of a child were you in school? If you've got a funny bone, were you always not paying attention to the school and making jokes? Or I want to hear about your childhood.
Yeah. Well, I always marched to the beat of my own drum. Comedy was always a defense mechanism, because every kid gets made fun of, but when like I got made fun of, I could always deflect it into a joke. Yes. And, turn around and make fun of the person who was making fun of me. So they stopped. I think I was a nerd. I love to read. I wasn't really into sports. I wasn't one of the cool kids. I just was kind of there. I hated school, really did. I've always hated conforming, being told how I'm supposed to think, how I'm supposed to behave, what I'm supposed to do. So it wasn't, it's funny if people are like, what were you like in high school? I'm like, I hated high school. I did not peak in high school. I don't want to go back there, So I guess I was always the oddball, and I've always been loud and eccentric and brought attention to myself. So just stuck.
What are some fun experiences since you've been on stage in the last year and a half?
Oh, I mean, every show's fun. I got to perform, like the person who kind of pushed me into comedy. I've never been able to perform with him. He's in Jacksonville. His name's Emery. That's definitely something I hope to get perform with him.
What's his last name?
I can't say it right. He's Hungarian. Mehez, something like that. And he's like an Anthony Jeselnik. Like he's very, very dark. So I hope to perform with him when I go back there. But here locally, just I think the greatest experience is because the Panhandle is like the Bible Belt. You know, it's Southern Alabama. So I was terrified coming here that I was not going to be accepted, that the community was going to shun me. And when I moved here, everything was shut down. There were no open mics, but there were music open mics, and I just got the nerve to go up and ask them if I could do time, and kind of hooked. Yeah, and they hooked me up with the comedy Panama City Comedy here locally. Told me about them, reached out to them, and Jason Hedden and Emma Franco. They pretty much run the scene here, and they've been amazing. And the whole community has as well, and like not asking me to censor myself. And you know, it is, you know, like you said, you know, there's not many sexually aggressive female comics, you know, especially in this area, and for it to be welcomed, it's a good feeling. I finally feel like I belong,
That's
you
so
know.
cool.
So yeah.
It'd be kind of funny if you got a Bible and strapped it to a belt.
I think I'll burst into flames, Linda. So I think that's exactly what I grew up Pentecostal. So
You get it.
yeah, I'm very careful. Like I wrote a couple Jesus jokes and I'm like, I don't know if I should do these. So yeah, that might be the final straw.
It's kind of like when comedians get really good and have 20 minutes and they have good tight material and go to the dry bar in Utah.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
watch those. Those come up and I'm there. Yeah. I need to clean up my act a little, but you know,
But that's who
not
you
ready yet.
are. You know, like that's who you are. Who I am is the smiling comic that bookers don't want to book. You know, this
Oh,
is who I am. And
yeah.
so I'm trying to tone down the smiling till I get to the punchline. And it's like,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, how long have you been doing comedy?
this is March 14th. It will be 7 years.
Oh, wow. Good for you.
But bookers are like, if you haven't done comedy every day, a couple times a day, it doesn't count. So about a year.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's not really open mics here other than the music open mics, but I've been getting, you know, probably 3 or 4 shows a month. So
Fabulous.
I'm pretty happy.
You
Yeah.
should be. That's
For like a
awesome.
little baby comic myself, I'm nobody, you know? So,
So if people want to book you, let's move forward. Not we're not done, but
okay.
if people want to book you, how far will you travel if you get paid?
If I mean, if they make it worth my while, I would, you know, do a road trip or something like that on the weekend. Right now, it's probably like a 2 hour radius that I'd be willing to drive. Yeah, but when I get, but there, I mean, you know, comics, they'll drive 10 hours to do an open mic. I'm like, I'm not there yet. No, but, you know, you want to give me a plane ticket, I will go anywhere.
Totally.
So, yeah,
Totally.
yeah.
Have you been doing any of the Zooms, Janet?
I did one and I hated it. I absolutely hated it. It was like watching dial up porn, like porn with dial up internet. I was like, oh my God. It was awful. It was so bad. I was like, and then I watched my friend, I watched a Zoom roast last night, and that one was better. But the one I did was, yeah.
That's a funny line. Have you ever
Yeah.
said that before on stage?
I have a bit about it, but I haven't done it yet.
Dial
So
up porn.
yeah.
Hysterical.
Yeah. So I need to like I said, with it's like when I do paid shows, I don't like to do new material, especially if the audience paid to get in there. I think that's kind of disrespectful.
Yeah.
If I don't know it works. But I got a lot of stuff written, just haven't gotten the opportunity to try it out. So I'm getting there though.
So your favorite topic is about sex.
Yeah.
And so in the realm of sex, not that I know everything. I was a good girl that got married, okay,
Oh,
and
rub it in, Linda.
oh no, I didn't wait to get married to have sex. I didn't,
Okay.
not that good. But like, I waited until the guy I knew I was gonna marry. And it was ridiculous. It didn't even work out. It's like, so then afterwards I went crazy with sex after the divorce.
You
But
had
I
your
don't
slut
think I
phase,
know.
your slut phase.
Yeah, but I was
Yeah, I
drunk.
don't call it a phase anymore. It's lasted like 25 years. It's just who I am.
So, do you get people in the audience that try to heckle what you're saying, or do they let you do your thing?
I've been heckled a few times, but I'm pretty ballsy, and I will call you out.
Good.
I've shut them down a couple times, so I'm pretty proud of myself in that element. Um, the only jokes that anyone has like complained about are the ones that I make about my son. Like, and it's always men, and they're like, you shouldn't say that about your son. And I'm like, okay, thank you. But that I've never heard any complaints about the sex jokes. So
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. What people are so busy trying to censor and cancel.
Oh, I know. But I mean, I don't think they're too far. I mean, and it's all like real, they're jokes between him and I, that's our dynamic. There's not this, there's basic fundamental skills in parenting, structure and discipline, but I think you can define your own relationship with your kid. And I, I raised my son to be strong, self-thinker, self-aware, and maybe other people can't handle that.
Absolutely. You just carry on with who you are. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, what is your day job that you went to college for?
Yeah, my big girl job. So I work in advertising sales.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's I joke a lot too because I'm in sales and I picked a hobby, stand-up comedy. Like, how much rejection can one girl take? So
Yes.
one day I hope to have a career that's not as bipolar as I am. So fingers crossed. But no, I mean it's done very well for me. They got me out of my hometown, which I wanted to, and it's I'm basically on stage with clients too every day. So it's good.
I've done sales in New
Yeah.
York, advertising
Oh goodness.
sales. And I didn't have a New York accent. Nothing about me is New York.
Yeah.
Piss me off, then I'm New York.
Oh yeah, she's got the New York temper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll start beating
Yeah.
on taxis if you piss me off too much. I
Yeah.
can do it. But
So everyone here had like my sales supervisor. She's from Mississippi, and she's like, hey, and she's got the Southern twang. She's so sweet. I don't really have the Southern accent that much. I say y'all, but I was raised by Yankees. So, mhm.
So your
Yeah.
parents, you're talking about your parents were from the north of the Mason-Dixon line, but came
Yeah.
to Florida to raise you.
Yeah. Well, they grew up in New Hampshire. And then after Vietnam, my dad came back and moved to Mobile, Alabama.
He's a
And my
veteran.
mom's, yeah.
Is he still alive?
Yes, he is.
Tell
He's
him-
not allowed to die ever. So I've
Yeah.
already told him that.
I'm a Vietnam era veteran.
Oh, really?
So tell him thank you because he
Absolutely.
really served.
Yeah. So after Vietnam, he moved to Mobile, Alabama. My mom followed him, and they got married in Mobile and lived in like that whole area. And I was actually born in Pensacola,
Wow.
but then they moved to Central Florida when I was 8, and that's all I remember.
How did they meet? If he was
Oh my God, it's actually a funny story. So there's this little it was this place called Pizza by Gollies in Manchester, New Hampshire. And it was my mom and her sister, and it was my dad and his best friend and his brother. And they're like, hey girls, you want to go to a swinging party? And it was their basement. And my mom and my aunt actually drank them under the table to the point where they were like puking all over themselves. and left. And that's how, all they wrote. And they've been together ever since. So,
That's so cool.
yeah, they've been married 45 years,
Whoa.
something like that. Yeah. They're like the Costanzas. They are hilarious. Ah, God, they're so funny. They need a reality show.
That's a cool idea.
Yeah.
And then you could just pop in every once in a while or live in the basement, pop out
Yeah.
of the basement.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they closed in the garage, and my son has like a little garage apartment there. So
That's
I'm
cool.
sure they'd love to have me too.
Oh, totally. Who wouldn't?
Yeah.
I want to have you as a roommate.
Oh, I think they don't want me there. When it was so cold here, it was like in the 20s, and it was in the 80s there. And I called my mom. I was like, Mom, can I come home and just work from home? And she's like, No, it's really crowded. I was like, Okay.
What is it with parents that the children get raised? They don't want the children back, but the grandchildren.
Oh,
they do.
yeah. Yeah. The thing, like, I am jealous of the stuff my son gets. It's just unreal. Like, oh, I'm like, the things he get away, he never, he can do whatever he wants. He can do no wrong. And I'm like, if I would have done that, I would have been grounded. And, yeah.
Totally. What are some things that Janet Fortune loves in the world? Like, who are you? Like, when you're not trying to be funny and you're going through your week, what things do you like to do? What are you passionate? What do you turn on the TV? Do you Netflix and chill, or do you just go to a movie or turn on your TV
Oh,
and
I
watch?
miss the movie theater. I love the movies. I love to read. I was always an avid reader. I discovered this new author. I don't know if she's new, but Kristen Hanna is her name.
Yeah.
And I've read like 5 of her books in 3 weeks. I love her.
What type of books are we talking?
She writes like about strong female leads.
Ooh.
And it's just, the relationships between women, whether it's sisters, mother and daughters, best friends. And I love it because even if there's a love interest, like it's not a love story. Like there's nobody coming in to rescue this woman. She's rescuing herself. I love that. I am addicted to trash TV. I love Married at First Sight, 90 Day Fiance, and Teen Mom because I lived it. And these people make me feel so much better about myself. So, love those reality TV garbage. I just started volunteering. I'm doing a mentor thing for here locally. So,
What kind of mentoring are you doing?
mentoring a young girl. So, yeah.
So,
Trying
it's
to,
kinda like
so
a
I hope I
big
don't screw
sister.
her up.
What?
I hope I don't screw her up.
I hope you do a little bit because that'll
Yeah,
be good.
yeah. But I firmly believe strong women create strong women. So if I can be any positive influence, and this is, I don't have a kid to take care of or family here, so definitely gives me a sense of purpose.
Absolutely.
Trying to be a better version of myself and give back. That's definitely something I'm working on.
I love that. I was not a strong woman, and I raised a daughter to. She's so strong. I don't know how.
Yeah.
Probably because she wanted to be the opposite of me.
Maybe, yeah.
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 So, what do you hate in this crazy Vakakta world we have going on right now?
I think I hate the negativity.
Oh,
I just
gosh.
I can't stand it. Like I'm not I know, in our field you kind of have to be social, you have to have a social media presence, but I hate it. I hate the toxic energy. I hate that people just feel the need to just crap on everyone other's beliefs. Like tolerance doesn't work one way, you know. I have plenty of friends and family members that we have completely different ideologies and beliefs, and we get along fine. I don't understand why you can't see a person for who they are and not just for how they vote. That really bothers me.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah.
So, what do you want to accomplish in your life before you go over to the other side of the rainbow to meet
Oh.
whoever?
Life goals. There's definitely some bucket list trips I want to take. I love to travel. So, I want to be able to see my son grow up and be a successful man, and hold my head high and know that he's the best version of himself. I want to just be able to know that I always did the right thing, you know? So,
That's beautiful.
yeah. So, I guess I don't have like concrete plans, which is crazy because I was always a big planner. I make a plan to make a plan. And then the two greatest things that happened in my life were at the time I thought they were the worst, and some things that I could never ever plan for. So I've kind of redirected my energy to not be so laser focused on where I think I'm supposed to be.
Wow.
Yeah.
Those are some great lessons. What's the best lesson?
I know, I'm like a fortune cookie, basically.
You are. Yes. What is the best? You've got some great analogies you're throwing out. That's also very funny. What's the best lesson you've learned from Emra or whoever, or being on stage? The times that you've done it, what have you learned?
The thing that's helped me improve the most is just making sure that when I do practice, that I'm not practicing with emotion. That I'm not going in saying this is how this joke needs to be delivered. This is how the audience is going to interpret it, because every audience is different. And I actually learned that in that writing class, and that's definitely something, like when I look back on earlier videos, that I shot myself in the foot because I wasn't reading the room, which, and if you've done sales, that's like lesson 101. Who do they want you to be? It's 50 Shades of Janet. I don't even know who I am half the time. So definitely something that I've improved upon, and since I've come to Panama City, and I will continue to improve upon. So sometimes, like, because I'm up to about 20-25 minutes of working material, and eventually I want to be able to just not even have a set list, just go in there and just read the crowd and the energy. But I'm not there yet, but I'm working on it.
So, it'll happen.
Yeah.
It'll happen. I'm not there yet either. So. I'm trying. I can tell when I need to switch topics real quick, but
yeah.
Reading a room is so difficult.
Yeah, it is.
But when you put it the way you did compared to sales, I mean, we can do it. If I can do it in New York City, what's my problem on stage?
Right.
I'm just letting it be a problem. It doesn't.
Yeah. I think we get in our, I mean, I don't know about you, but I get in my own head so much. Yeah. And I'll sabotage myself before it even happens. So.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. But always be improving. That's all we can do.
That's it. Well, we kind of came to the end here,
Jan. Okay.
But where do you want people to follow you? And do you have any live shows coming up that people in the surrounding area can come?
I just got messaged about one on April 1st.
What city is that?
That's in, I think I have one in Panama City, though. My next show is actually in Jacksonville, March 19th at Hyperion Brewery.
Jacksonville. And what's the name of the brewery?
Hyperion Brewery, Hyperion.
Okay. And what time is that?
8 p.m.
Okay.
And then I have one in Port St. Joe on March. Sorry, I got to look at my calendar.
No, that's fine.
Then hopefully I'll get some more. My one for tonight got canceled.
Well, that's rude. That's just rude.
Well, the guy who was running it had a medical emergency, so.
All right, we'll let him off the hook.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to go through what he went through.
Got it. Sorry that.
I got a brunch show in Port St. Joe. I don't know the name of the club though. At 11 a.m.
On your Facebook, right?
Yeah, I'll put it up.
Okay.
And then April 3rd in Pensacola.
Oh, what day is the Port St. Joe?
It's on a Sunday. It's a brunch show.
Do you know what day of the month?
Yeah.
Or should I just put upcoming show?
Yeah, upcoming show, yeah.
And April 3rd, where are you at?
I'm in Pensacola.
Okay.
Let me look up the. I don't even know if the name's on this. I got to get more organized.
I can just put this down where you're going to be and it can go to your page or message.
Okay, that's great.
And the last thing I want to know from you, Janet, my dear, is where on the internet that you are not familiar with because you're like a 90-year-old woman. Where on the internet do you want more followers?
Well, I really need Instagram followers.
What are
So if you
on
can follow
Instagram?
me at Janet Party of One. And then, on Facebook, that one's pretty, that's just my name, Janet Fortune. So.
Got it. Cool. Have you ever done a TikTok video?
No, but everyone says I need to.
Who knows?
Well, I'm trying to talk my son into managing my social media.
Oh, cool.
So
That's
trying
awesome.
to. Yeah, like he's 19. He knows how to do all this stuff. But
For 10 years, I've been doing Facebook. I started with the Instagram. I used to be on I've tried everything, right? And somebody sent me something from Alignable. So I joined Alignable. In the last week, I got 57 people to my Instagram page through Alignable.
oh, wow.
ALIGNABLE, like Align and Able.
I'll have to write that down.
Who would have thought that you would get anybody coming to your pages from, it's kind of like LinkedIn, it's like for businesses.
Yeah.
You put out there, I'll come and do comedy for your people, you know, and so they're starting to check me out. So you might.
That's
try
awesome. That. Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, this was a lot of fun. I appreciate you letting me on and talk about myself. I love to talk about myself.
Speaking of which, we've got 2-3 minutes. So what would you like to say to people?
To promote myself?
Anything in the world, like stop stepping on red snakes in northern Iowa. Not political, but anything you want.
Oh, goodness.
About the world, about your life, about anything. Comedy.
Just take a breath, man. Like, stop sweating the small stuff and enjoy where you are, and accept responsibility for your actions. And if there's something that you want to change about yourself, change it. That idea that who you are, where you are is always how you're going to be. I completely reject that. And
I love that.
If you want to be a better person, if you want to be better, do better, freaking do it.
Yes.
So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I get tired of people that say he's always been like that. They can change.
Yeah, absolutely. But you got to want to change. So, yeah.
So how do people get involved with mentoring young girls?
Well, I'm doing it through the Big Brothers Big Sisters. And then there's another organization called Girls Inc. That does it. And then you can even do Girl Scouts. So.
That's great. I think do you mind if I add that she'd like to encourage you if you.
Oh, no, absolutely. Because they need volunteers, especially now with, COVID and everything. And they're taking security and safety measures. Excuse me. But there's so many people out there that that don't have that solid role model. And if you can be a positive influence on someone's life, then why not? So,
yes.
Yeah.
Super cool. I've enjoyed getting to know you. If you come to Vegas, you better look me up.
Absolutely. I'm coming to do all those dirty clubs.
I know 3 clubs that would love you.
Oh, that would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Super cool.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you.
Comic Spot. This is Janet Fortune. I'll put up her social media and all her other things she said. And get out there. Do you have a YouTube channel?
I think I do. I've posted some stuff on YouTube. I think if you Google Janet Fortune Comedy, it shows up. Again, I know, Linda, I've got to get a social media advisor. I've got to.
No problem. You have no idea the trouble I've had trying to get this. I totally get it. No problem. Yeah. You're awesome. You're so
Thank you. You're awesome too. I appreciate this. Thank you for taking the time to talk to me. Appreciate it.
I have a new friend.
We're best friends.
Yay. Thank you so much, Janet.
Thank you. Have a great day. Hope to talk to you again.
Love you.
Bye.